area and a graduate of the Oconomowoc High School class of 1975. Mayor Nold was first elected to City Council in 1994 as a District 4 alderman and was appointed mayor in 2015 to complete the term of Jim Daly before being elected to his first full term in April of 2016. He was re-elected to his second term in April of 2018. He is retired from We Energies in Milwaukee after a 30-year career as an IT consultant and project manager. And he is currently employed by Home Depot. He has been married to his wife Diane for 38 years and is the proud father of 3 adult sons. So please join me in welcoming Mayor David Nold.
Morning, everybody. Morning. Wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. It's not snowing, it's not cold. It's a pretty good day. So, been another successful year in the city. We have a lot of projects, a lot of things going on, a lot of new things coming up this year. So we'll go through pretty much what we did last year, what we have on the horizon for this year, and we'll look into the future. The city continues to maintain its infrastructure. We have our city utilities, our DPW, who has done a great job in keeping the streets clean, and the wastewater treatment, electric utility, water utility, keeps things flowing so that we have a high quality of life and everything is done the way we like to. So it's been very environmentally safe with our programs we have through wastewater to make sure that the water stay clean. It's been a very uneventful year, so that's always good in utilities. We had a couple of big events this year. The Parade of Homes came to the area. It was actually in the Village of Summit, but that's close enough to Oconomowoc, so we'll take credit for it. And it was a very successful event. And then we also had the Harley-Davidson 115th, and I went down to the dealership two of the nights I think it was, and there were people from all over the country there, all over the world actually. I saw people from Australia, New Zealand, Europe. It just drew a lot of people into town, and I think that's a really good way to show off what we have here in Lake Country. We had several public-private partnership events. One of the big things was the Northeast Corridor. Anybody that's driven out there, anybody that's a member of St. Matthews, has seen what we've done out there. And there's several groups that thank for that. The school district was a huge part of that when the referendum passed to get the new Meadowview school going. The developers out there, Mike Carrick, Mike Bickler, worked very well with us and accelerated some of the things that they probably weren't going to do as fast to allow us to do this development. We're planning a park there. The parkland has been purchased. We're working with the church, the school, the city, Park and Rec Board to get that park developed. St. Matthews is open for business, and Meadowview will be open this fall. So it's going to be a very successful, very good area. I'd also like to thank the county on that. I know Paul Farrell's here someplace. Working with him to get the Highway P, which is a county road, to get that interchange set up properly. With his help, we got that done, and we're able to advance this project. Residential development has always been good in this area. We have had several areas going. Village Roads condominiums, Village Crossing condominiums down in Path Farms area has been, they build them and people move in as soon as they get them done. The Silver Lake Trails, the old Storms Golf, phase 1 sold out almost immediately, 2 years. They're already on phase 2. Weston Meadows on the west end of town is underway, so there will be many things going on there. And one of these things that all these new residents, all the new homes helps drive with the rooftops, helps drive the retail environment. People always ask, how come we don't have this store or that store? Well, the stores look for rooftops, and they look for people that live here. And by adding these residential areas, that allows those places to see we're a growing and developing community, and this is a good place to be. So the more we do with residential, the better off the business. The trend has been going upward. We had a little dip in 17. Actually, 16 was a very good year because I think that's when a lot of the things up by Pine Ridge up on Lisbon Road opened up. A lot of those condominiums opened, which put a spike into the building permits. A little dip last year, but when we were in 17, but back up again in 18. And 19 starting, and we already have one new subdivision platted. Many are ready to go. So there'll be hopefully a big increase again this year. Senior housing, we have two projects that are, one is underway already, one will be underway this fall, or this summer. Presbyterian Homes up on Lisbon Road is building a large facility for both independent living and assisted living and some memory care. And the old YMCA property we sold to a developer who's going to develop that into senior independent and assisted living as well. So there'll be facility on the north end of town, a facility on the south of the town. So it's going to provide much needed senior housing for the area. Commercial development, I don't know if anybody hasn't seen the big orange silo on the freeway. It is a massive store, over 200,000 square feet with a convenience center. If they don't have it, you don't need it. I mean, there's so much stuff there. And we're looking for more development in that area in the future. It's set up for new businesses to come in. So this was a big addition to our community. Commercial occupancy trend. This is a little deceiving. We had a lag in the late 2000s, 2008, 2009 when the economy was down. And then there was pent-up demand and people came in and we had a spike going up into 15. So why did it drop in 17? One of the reasons were people were in business and they weren't going out of business. They were staying. This is for new occupancies. So if someone was in business, they were staying there. And there was really not that much space available. So one of the problems was we were too successful. Last year we got an increase because some of the existing businesses would move into a new facility and then someone else could move into their old facility. So that gave us the ability to increase. The more spaces we have available, the more there are going to be new businesses coming into town. And we have some new buildings coming in, and we'll go through some of that a little bit. Downtown revitalization, there's been many things that have happened. You have the two condominium developments next door. You have the Worthington across the street. Berkshire several years ago, the Gateway First Bank building that was completed, the Village Green, which is all set up, the Fowler Lake development, which is going on. There's been many developments in the downtown area. There really isn't a whole lot of space available left for new developments. There's a few available in the downtown area, but it's pretty much taken care of. As you can see, the three new condominium developments, Eagles Landing is open. Fowler Lake Village hopes to be open and have some occupancies yet late this spring, and next door will be finishing up this year as well. So we will have three new facilities. High-end condominiums, there's retail space available in Fowler Lake Village, which is going to be nice for the lack of retail space that we have. Restaurant in Eagles Landing. So these are going to be projects that really bring in high quality living arrangements and new retail space available. So plus it'll clean up our streets so we won't have construction all over the place anymore. So it'll be nice to have. The Fowler Lake waterfront has been completed. It was pretty much done a year ago, but we did all of the benches and the seating and places for people to sit. And you go out there any day at lunchtime, anytime on the weekend, they're packed. and people love it. They walk through there, and I think one of the most enjoyable things I see is on a nice spring day is when you see hundreds of people walking around the lake and enjoying that lakefront. Something that people could do before, but now we just dressed it up enough so that it really makes it like home. The Man Block building on the corner. This is another one that will be new retail space available. I know there is a boutique moving into one of the spaces, and I'm not sure exactly what they have set for the rest of it. But that building is going to be a huge improvement to the look and feel of downtown and bring back that historic character that once was there. And I think when that's done, it's going to be a show place. For years, we concentrated our activities on the downtown area, which would be from the roundabout west to about here. One of the initiatives we wanted to take on was things east of the roundabout and going out towards the bypass. Last year, as a city government, we went through similar to what we had done the year before with the downtown area with this what we call an overlay district, which gives developers ideas of what we're looking for. Building heights, building setbacks, retail on the first floor, apartments or condominiums or residential above. So this is something that's in place now, so this gives a developer or a property owner that currently owns it the ability to know what we're looking for and how they can set things up and how they can develop. Everybody's seen the murals. I think they've done a great job with those. Currently there's 3, I believe, that are out, and they've done a fantastic job of brightening up the buildings, and the artistic work on these things is amazing. So I think that's been a great addition to our community. Just recently, we kicked off the new tourism website, which promotes the city and the area for people that want to come in and visit, promotes the lakes, promotes everything that we have around here. So that's been a very good addition to bringing guests and visitors into our area. We had the second annual holiday trade, and this year we had a little bit of a addition, and I'm sure Roger will get a kick out of this because we had the challenge between Heartland and Oconomowoc, and we beat Arrowhead. So that was good. And the village of Heartland staff was very, very accommodating. We had a great time at their meeting where I presented him with a football jersey, and then he came back the next night. And I think the biggest winners of this whole thing was the whole Lake Country area. We raised massive amounts of food and a lot of money to support the food pantries of the area. And we look forward to the challenge next year, so we want to make sure that I don't have to wear an Arrowhead jersey at a meeting. So make sure everybody comes in. I know last year it was pretty cold, but we did a great job. So now we move on to 2019. 2019, actually in 2018, what we did as a city is we started our strategic planning process, which we sat in this room basically, city leaders and residents, to go over what our initiatives are for the community. And we came up and broke it up into 5 separate areas. And to keep things on track, we go through and prioritize what are the most important things over a 5-year period. So every area has different, there's several different areas that are part of it. Provide a safe and secure community, improve and maintain our infrastructure facilities, focus on economic development, improve our quality of life assets, and enhance the effectiveness of our city government. These projects all work, initiatives all have sub-projects underneath them, and they all work together at the same time, so we try to move things forward together. We reprioritize as things change, if something new comes in, if something falls out, so that way we know it gives us a better chance to get projects complete, on time and on budget. The police department update, as pretty much everybody should know, we've purchased the old Century building. We are in the process of doing a design, and later this spring we will be sending the project out for bid. And if everything goes right, we will be starting construction on that and completing it in 2020. That will be a new police center and home for the municipal court. So if everything works out, they'll be in there sometime in 2020. Another part of what we need to do is we have to have a comprehensive land use plan. The state requires us to look out a certain number of years. The current plan is good through 2030, but what we need to do is redo that plan so it's good from 2020 through 2050. So what we're doing is we hired a consulting firm. There's been many pop-up events, and we're going through what we see, what our vision of the city is for land use, residential, commercial, industrial, parks, institutional, how these areas are set up. It gives us a chance to guide how things are going to look in the future. If things change, we have to amend the land use plan. So we want to try to make sure we get it right the first time. There will be amendments, there will be changes. It may go from single family to multifamily, or from business park to retail, depending on how things change you can't predict what's going to happen in 2040 or 2050. You try to map it out as much as you can. So this is the process, and this will be done later this year. It has to be done by the end of the year. Southeast Summit area, Avenue area. This is the former Olympia site, the Kmart Plaza. As we all know, Olympia was sold. Kmart's going out of business in the March, I believe they're going to be done. There basically now are two property owners in that area. And we're working, and they're working together, and we're working with them to try to come up with a comprehensive master plan and set up for that area. That is 300 plus acres of prime land within the city that has been underutilized for years, and it has terrific frontage along Highway 67. And I think it's going to be, it's been one of my goals since I've been on the council, to get this area revitalized and restarted, because to me, I think this is probably the key to our economic development in the city, is because there's so much land available, it's so close to the freeway, and it's a good link between the path frontage development and the downtown. So that will be in the future will be a mixed-use development with single-family, multifamily, commercial, entertainment, sports. Hopefully, you name it, it will be there. Other projects in 2019, the city bicycle route map will be updated. Lake Country Trail and the Lake Country Recreational Trail. I know there's also the link going out from here to Watertown, so there's many activities going on there. We did have a plan to do a bike and a pedestrian plan on the northeast part of town. That's going back for further review, and hopefully we'll have a plan for that yet this summer. Other projects right outside here, we're going to be having boat mooring for transient boats. This way, if someone's out on the lake, they will be able to park their boat. Right here we will have boat mooring, and right here we will have boat mooring. This will be a start, we'll see how it works. These over here are for the two condo developments. So this will allow people with, they're out on the lake, they want to come in, they want to go to lunch, they want to go to dinner at night, they live on the other side of Lake LaBelle. They can come in with their boat, park it, walk through the area here with the path, which will go all the way through to Veterans Park. It'll go through to the boardwalk, so it'll be an area that they can get in and utilize. This is, excuse me, this is something that's been requested for several years, and we'll be doing it this year. Parking reconstruction. We have one more parking lot to redo, Collins Street parking lot. It is in bad shape, and the process is there. We're doing the design work now to get that taken care of, and that will be rebuilt. And we'll maximize the parking, plus keep it environmentally friendly for the businesses that are back there. There's big concerns and big wants for what they want to have there, so we'll see how it works out. There's some other projects that are going on, the Thackeray Trail extension, which has been something we've been looking at. I know it's been on the city maps since at least the 60s. It will provide a alternative route from the east side of town to the west side of town and vice versa. Good planning provides that you have multiple paths, multiple diverse paths to get to the same place. It's required for public safety, for emergency response vehicles, just so that everybody has different ways to go. You can't depend on Forest Street to be the main artery, east to west. You have to have different ways to get there. So that's something we're looking at. It's out for DNR approvals now, and we'll be going out for bid. And if the DNR approves it, and we can council to approve it, we should start construction later this spring. Our sister city relationship. We've had a sister city relationship. Last year was our 10th anniversary with Dietzenbach. They will be coming to visit us this summer, right around the 4th of July. So we will be having some events with them. Part of the thing that the sister city relationship spawned was our German Christmas market, which has been highly successful, more successful every year. And we look forward to continuing that relationship with our sister city. This year is the 80th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz. It was first shown in Oconomowoc back in 1939, and there will be events this summer leading up to the celebration of the anniversary. I'm not sure of all the details yet, but look forward to it this summer. And that always draws a lot of people in the town. So, we are the heart of Lake Country. We have many events. We have many scenic views. We have great quality people. We have fantastic shopping, fantastic restaurants, and it's all up to thanking everybody in this room that provides that. And there's no place like Oconomowoc. So, I'd be happy to take any questions. Well, the police department now occupies about 4,500 square feet of City Hall, which is very undersized. They're on 3 different floors. That space would be reallocated for other city departments that are being crammed into, we're short of space at City Hall the way it is. So it would be just reallocated to other departments. Plus, make it more secure, because right now there could be issues with security in a public building. We want to make sure that it's a safe place to work. Any other questions? If not, thank you, and have a nice day.